Good morning, everybody. Today we're going to be fall planting garlic. Now, to do this, you need some garlic cloves, obviously. Seed garlic is best because they're going to give you the biggest cloves, but you can actually plant the garlic that you get from the store. Just be aware that most of the store garlic is going to be soft neck garlic. So if you live in a colder climate, you definitely want to plant the hard neck garlic, which you can buy online. We're going to be amending the soil with organic bone meal. And we're going to be using our fancy hole dibber and sticks to mark the rows. So we're just going to draw a line in the dirt, and then we're going to be using these little sticks as posts so that we know where the garlic is planted, and we have like our garlic beds separated, and we know how many cloves we're going to get in each spot. So let's do it. So this is the Romanian red garlic, and what I love about this hardneck garlic is that it's got really large cloves. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pre-sort this. So I'm just going to separate the bulbs and I'm going to sort through them. All the small ones, or if they're damaged in any way, are going to go into the eat now or discard pile. Anything nice, big, and healthy bulb will go into the planting. Like this is a nice big bulb. It's firm. We're gonna plant this. This one's good. It's a little on the smaller side, but it's big enough to plant. You wanna only plant the biggest bulbs so that they're the healthiest and they make the strongest plant. This one's good. See now this one? See how the papers come off and the bulb looks like it's rotting a little bit? And it's kind of small. We definitely don't want that. I'm not even gonna put that with the other ones. I'll just throw it on the ground. And this is the scape of the hardneck garlic. See how it's just a stick that goes through the center of the garlic? This is the basal plate where the roots grew. So we're just gonna throw that out. And we're just gonna sort all of this garlic before we even get out there, because it makes planting a lot easier. Then you have all of your holes dug, they're all mended, you've got your bulbs sorted, and it just makes it easier and more efficient when you plant it. These are a little bit hard to separate sometimes. I don't know if I would order from this company again. I got this from Crater Lake Farm, and these bulbs, like, this is not like a healthy bulb. I can feel that it's kind of like soft, and the paper has come off. You can kind of see when we open it. It's just not, it doesn't have that white color, like see that like yellowing? I don't know. I am not gonna plant this. I don't even know if I would eat this actually. It might just be a little bit oxidized because the skin wasn't on there very well, but I'm gonna put that in the discard pile. This is the scape. This is a nice big healthy bulb. Plant that. That's good. This one's good. So you don't want to plant garlic too early because it'll get too much top green growth. You want to wait until the fall, about 6 to 8 weeks before your last frost. And what we're doing is we're going to be spacing the garlic about 5 inches from each other. And I've got 2 different types of hardneck garlic that I'm going to be planting. And so I've spaced out little markers. So each type of garlic is going to get 5 feet of space. So I used my measuring tape and measured out 5 feet. And then I took my little stick. So I'm just taking my stick and I'm eyeing it out. And I'm just eyeing out 5 inches. So this is how I know where my rows are going to be. And you just mark the rows 5 inches, and then we'll have nice straight lines. So we're marking the rows just like that, and this is just to give us a general idea. Okay, where the rows should be. Then I'm gonna take my little very fancy hole poker, and I'm just gonna poke a hole into the dirt every 5 inches. And it doesn't have to be exact, I'm just kind of eyeing it out, but you want to get it down about, I'm going to plant mine probably 2 inches deep because our winters get a little bit colder. If your winters get very cold, like if you're in zone 5, you want to make the holes deeper, maybe 3 inches, probably not deeper than that. But if you live in a warmer climate, like a zone 7 or an 8, then you'd want to do it a little bit less, so maybe an inch. So I'm in zone 6, so I'm just going to be planting my fall planted garlic 2 inches deep. And I'm just kind of guesstimating here. Okay. If you want to zoom in on my holes. So here I have the holes. I just kind of eyed them out about 5 inches apart, and I just made it right on my line. And this will make it easier because now I can go in and put my bone meal for my calcium supplement right in the holes, and then amend it before I put the cloves in. So I'll have all of my holes made and amended, and then I'll just pop the cloves in. So now I've got my organic bone meal, and I'm just gonna amend the little holes that I pre-made. I'm just gonna put a tiny sprinkle of the bone meal, and this will give the garlic a lot of calcium so it can grow good roots and be resistant to fungal diseases. So I'm just putting a little bit in each hole. And this is what it looks like. It's just like a little powder. So I'm just putting a tiny bit in each hole. There we go. And this is a hardneck garlic because we live in zone 6, so I want it to be good to overwinter. Soft necks aren't as strong overwintering. And hardnecks, the benefit to hardnecks is that they give you scapes, which are really good, and you can eat the scapes, the flowering scapes. So we're gonna separate the bulbs. Don't take the bulbs out of the paper. So if you look here, this is what a scape is. See that long stem? That's a long flowering stem, and you can actually eat these before you harvest the garlic. You just cut them off at the base, or you can cut them at the top of the plant too. So we're gonna separate the bulbs. And you can see here on the bottom, this is the basal plate. So this is the part that goes down to the ground. So you wanna leave the bulbs in their paper, that's what protects them. Separate them. You want to plant the biggest bulbs that you can and then leave all the tiny bulbs for eating. You can just cook them. But the basal plate goes down, the pointy end goes up, okay? Basal plate goes down, pointy end goes up. And then we're just gonna stick them in our little hole and cover them up. Make these a little bit deeper. There we go. It's a good one. So we're leaving them in their wrappers, basal plate down, and we're just sticking them in the hole, pointy end up, and covering them up. Very easy. This is a really fun task. Your kids can do it too. It's really fun, especially if you pre-make and amend the holes. Kids will have a lot of fun doing this. Stick them in, cover them up. And like this one's kind of small, so I'm gonna save this one for eating. And cover them up. So we'll harvest these garlics, we'll overwinter, and we'll harvest them in like late summer. And you can even like plant them. Some people say that you can plant them as you harvest them. I'm gonna have to do some trials on that. I've read very conflicting things on the internet, the world of the internet. Some people say plant them later because the top growth will get too large and take away from the bulb getting big. Some people say that it doesn't make a difference. I do know that bulbs like daffodils and tulips, they won't be actively growing in the summer, but I think garlic is actually a little bit different because you harvest it in the summer. So we're gonna have to do future trials on early planting. But for me, I think it's kind of better to be safe than sorry if it's gonna be taking up garden space. And I wanted to wait 6 to 8 weeks before my last frost. And there we go. We have a whole row of garlic planted. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up and subscribe. Have a great day, guys.